Sometimes the moments that hit you the hardest are the ones that make the least sense at first. Something strange happened to me the other day. My wife bought a picture for the wall. Nothing crazy, nothing expensive. Just a piece of wall art, about $50. And while I was hanging it, I started getting pissed off. Not mildly irritated, not just in a bad mood. Actually angry. And it took me a minute to realize something. The picture wasn't the problem. I'm standing there with a level in one hand, a screw in the other, measuring the wall and drilling anchors into drywall. And while I'm doing it, this thought starts running through my head. I'm trading time and hours of my life for money. Money turns into purchases. Purchases turn into objects. And those objects are supposed to make life better. But this one didn't. I didn't even like the picture. Now, I'm standing there thinking I just converted pieces of my life into something I don't even respect. And that's when the feeling hit me. This isn't wall decor. This is a symbol. Because the picture wasn't just a picture. It represented a whole chain of things. My time, my labor, my stress, my responsibilities, all condensed into one object. And when the object doesn't carry meaning, your brain notices the mismatch. That's when resentment shows up. Not because of the object, but because of what the object represents. And the truth is, this moment landed on top of a pile of other things. Job uncertainty, money decisions, trying to figure out the next chapter of my life, looking at the future and wondering where the world is going. When you already have those pressures running quietly in the background, small things start to feel bigger. A package on the porch, a subscription charge, a home project, a random purchase. Things that should feel harmless suddenly feel symbolic. Now here's where it gets important. My wife didn't buy a picture to trap me in a system. She bought a picture because she wanted the house to feel like a home. Two completely different meanings assigned to the same object. One person sees comfort, the other sees consumption. One person sees decoration, the other sees a symbol of the machine. And that's where most arguments about money actually come from. Not the purchase, the meaning. Modern life quietly trains us to accumulate. The system runs on it. Buy things, upgrade things, fill spaces, decorate walls. Replace what worked yesterday with something slightly newer today. And none of it feels extreme. It just feels normal. Until one day, something small breaks the spell. And you suddenly see the loop. Work, earn, spend, repeat. This is where behavioral intelligence becomes useful. Because moments like this reveal something important. Your reactions are information. Your frustration is data. When a small object triggers a large emotional response, that means the object touched a deeper pattern. A pattern about identity, about values, about the kind of life you're actually trying to build. And that's the uncomfortable part. Sometimes the tension you feel isn't about the thing. It's about the gap between two lives. The life you say you want, and the life your daily choices keep creating. You say you want simplicity, but the house keeps filling with stuff. You say you want freedom, but your time keeps being traded for purchases that don't even matter. You say you want alignment, but the systems keeps nudging you back towards accumulation. That friction shows up as irritation. But it's really a signal. Most people feel that signal and ignore it. They blame the spouse, they blame the object, they blame the mood they were in that day. And then the cycle continues. But every once in a while, someone pauses and asks a different question. What is the moment trying to show me? Because the goal isn't to own nothing. The goal isn't to reject beauty or comfort. The real goal is clarity. To know why something exists in your life. To know why you spend money. To know what actually deserves your time and attention. A sovereign household isn't one that buys nothing. It's one that understands the difference between meaning and noise. So no, this moment wasn't really about a $50 picture. It was about awareness. About noticing when something small reveals something bigger. Because sometimes the clearest signal that your life needs adjustment is the moment you get irrationally angry at something trivial. That anger is rarely about the object. It's about the system behind it. Moments like this happen to everyone. A purchase, a package, a random decision that suddenly feels heavier than it should. Most people brush past those moments, but occasionally they're invitations. Invitations to step back, to look at the pattern, to decide whether the life you're building is actually the life you want. Because the most powerful shift a person can make is learning to see the system before the system decides for them. And once you see it, you can't really unsee it.